What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of NyynewsTV Hot Balls. Oh, that's hot.
Oh, my balls. Okay.
Okay, all right, guys, we're ready to rock and roll. First and foremost, I want to go over the structure of today's show and how these shows are going to be working every Thursday at 8 o'clock. I need to make sure you guys are ready to rock and roll. So, first and foremost, I am pumped. I am excited. That music, man. The dun 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 dun. Hey, you know what I mean? I gotta give me hot balls, all right? Oh, that's hot. Anyway, first and foremost, guys, I want to get into everything here. Jason, thank you so much, my friend, for being a member for 4 months. 4 months? Guys, so really quickly, before we move forward, we got 3 topics, as you can see right there. Okay? 3 topics. Here's the structure of the show so everybody knows. It is live. We got 3 topics, okay? These shows are always going to be live because you guys got to be part of the show, okay? So you see the 3 topics here. Now, here's what we're going to do. Super chats. Listen to me. Please listen to me because I don't want nobody to miss out. Super chats at the end of the show, I'll have a format opened up for any super chat that is not related to the 3 topics listed here. So when I go into the topic, you could put your super chat regarding, for an example today, Masataka Yoshida, Aaron Judge, and then the Arizona Diamondbacks outfielders. If you give a super chat during that time for those topics, I will talk about that super chat in the moment. If it is regarding anything else, I ask you, wait until the end of the show where I will get to your super chats and all that fun stuff. My friend, I love you too. Thank you so much. Anthony Garcia, thank you so much. Really briefly, really quickly, we got Linus in the house. The sheep that hears. Anthony Medina, my guy. Scott Wright. Scott Hirsch. Zach Brownish. Tyler, what's up? I've already said Linus. Let's see who else we got in this baby. Li, Yankee King, Luis, what's going on? Chris Perez, what's up, my friend? How you doing? CWE, how you doing? How you doing? Cynical, what's going on, man? Jiggaman Porto, my guy. If I didn't say it once, I said it again. Anthony Medina said, what up, Pete? Hope you're doing well. I'm here battling COVID with the family, but getting better and happy to be a member for 4 months. My friend, you're going to do good. You're going to be fine. Don't worry. Chris Perez, you the best. Appreciate it. You guys are the best. So, guys, without further ado, I hope you listen to the rules because I don't want to miss out on anybody's super chat or anything like that. Let's get into our show today. First topic, I already told you guys, let's switch it on over, is Masataka Yoshida. Now, guys, thankfully, we have brought in a great new addition to NYY News TV. That great new addition being Dane Huber. Dane has great connections who give him information on guys like Yoshida, who gives him information, and of course, all the minor leaguers. So Dane was kind enough to say, hey, Pete, before you talk about Yoshida, let me give you the rundown. He sent that to me in an email. I'm going to share that with you guys, and then we'll discuss, Yoshida's overall numbers. I got something on Andrew Benintendi. I will get to it. I'm going to talk a little about Jock Peterson because I like that fit a little bit. I liked it last year. Kind of like it again this year. But I will get to that momentarily. Guys, remember, any super chat on Yoshida will be answered now during this topic. Here we go. Yoshida is an extreme contact hitter. Boy, that sounds nice. He walks way more than he strikes out, walking 82 times and just 42 strikeouts. He won the Nippon League batting title this year with a line of 335, 447, 561, 1,008. Overall is OPS. Terrific numbers. Decent power with 28 doubles and 21 home runs. This is the second time that he has won the league's batting title. Not much of a speed threat. not stealing a base all last year. He has a bit of a longer swing. Think of Estevan Florial. I mentioned this a lot this year. That may not allow him to catch up to the top fastballs or enough hand speed to make the same rate of contact against better breaking balls. Of course, he's going to be facing much better pitchers. That said, he did hit well off relief pitchers that threw in the mid-90s, excellent barrel awareness, and strong bat-to-ball skills. He is said to be a better hitter, listen to this, than Seiya Suzuki, who joined the Cubs last year. And by the way, he had a good season. Scouts believe if he can catch up to those higher velo fastballs, he's going to hit very well at the major league level. Very sneaky on the power for a guy his stature. He's about 5'8". A lot of people say the body type and all that kind of comparable to maybe a little heavy set Jose Altuve, maybe a little heavier set. Not really heavier set, but Alex Bregman size. Defense is his biggest red flag. So I want to talk about this because this is going to be a big topic for the Yankees. He's a left fielder that would never be confused with a good defensive player. So you're never going to really look at him and go, okay, he can improve to a Gold Glover. Not going to happen. Reportedly, he gets average jumps and reads, but doesn't have the speed to close the gap on balls that aren't easy to get to. His arm is considered average at best from the majority of reports that are out there. Bottom line, he's a fit for a team with an elite center fielder next to him, with a smaller left field to limit how much ground he has to cover. Think about the New York Yankees. Harrison Bader is going to be manning center field. We know that. So Yoshida in left, Bader in center field could potentially work. There's really nobody that gets better reads and better jumps than Harrison Bader. The team that gets him is getting him for his bat and contact skill. It's that simple. No projection left with him turning 31 in July. He's kind of getting over that hump now. He's right there. He's getting over that hump of prime. Going to start going down to those later years in the mid-30s. Dane does not believe he's a great fit for the Yankees. While his bat is very interesting, the lack of speed and defense makes him a liability in Dane's opinion. I know I've been told by two people that they don't really think that Yoshida is the best option for the New York Yankees. I tell you what right now, I don't think he's a horrible option. I do not think that Yoshida's a bad option. The Yankees do need guys that can put the ball in play. They need guys to make contact. So if we go ahead and look at his entire, I believe he played, I think it's the Oryx Buffaloes, I want to say. I think I'm right about that. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I do know that league fairly well. Yoshida last year in 508 plate appearances, 412 ABs, 21 home runs, 28 doubles, as Dane told us, 89 RBIs overall, 336 batting average, 449 on base percentage, 559 sluggings, OPS is over 1,000. So in that time frame that he played, he was really good. You know, Yoshida's a guy, again, as Dane said in those comments there, he's won their batting title twice. So even if you look at Yoshida and go, all right, well, the Nippon League is kind of considered American AAA. It is kind of where they consider the talent level. Well, hell, I mean, any AAA guy that's putting up numbers like this, you want to take a risk on. And he's going to come over via posting, so he may not get this gigantic, enormous deal, so the Yankees may be more willing to go to a deal like that. But again, you look at those overall numbers, he's not going to steal bags. He does not strike out. 42 strikeouts. He doesn't strike out. Let me give you guys a comp for the outfield, okay? Because this is the first name I thought about, and I said, you might still take it if he's at this level, because I've not read anywhere where he's some horrific liability in left field. He's just not a defender. You're going to go, this guy's a Gold Glover. This guy's above average. He's an average left fielder. I think two guys really come to mind in my opinion. One being a Yankee, one being a Philly. The Philly guy being Schwarber, who has a decent arm but nothing great in left field. The other guy being Hideki Matsui, who was not a great outfielder and really had an average to slightly below average arm. If Yoshida could come here and you can be guaranteed and go, you know what? Let's say, for an example, those strikeouts go up to about 75, 80. Those walks come down a little bit. And instead of being a guy that's on base percentage is 449, he's not going to do that in the majors. I don't see that. But even if he gets to the 350, 360 mark, which is a significant drop, but you got to expect that. That is still very, very valuable. And when you start getting into the topic of will he make more sense than an Andrew Benintendi? Would he make more sense than some of the other guys out there? Or Jock Peterson, who's a guy I like. So when it comes to Benintendi, the one problem that the Yankees are going to face is that there's going to be a lot of teams after him. I saw some projections out there talking about, oh, he'll get 4 years and $10 million a year. No, he won't. Andrew Benintendi is going to command a fairly decent contract. And it really depends on, will the New York Yankees do that? The rumor I got on Andrew Benintendi that I just got the other day is that the Minnesota Twins are making a very, very strong push as quick as they can to try to lock in Andrew Benintendi for their outfield. Now, the Twins have some money to spend. We know the big clubs out there that got money to spend. The Twins can definitely get something like that done for a Benintendi. Another guy I really like, as said it before, is a Jock Peterson, who again is not the greatest outfielder in the world, but people are a little more familiar with him. He'll supply a little more power, decent eye, left-handed bat at Yankee Stadium. Could make all the sense in the world. And if you guys have not noticed this already, this show today is going to be specifically about the New York Yankees outfield. We got a lot of great things to discuss today overall. We're starting here, of course, if you're just joining, with Masataka Yoshida, who is going to be posted. I don't think that's really an argument anymore. He's likely going to be posted. He is 29 years old, in case I didn't mention that. So he's getting to that point where he's starting to get a little older. He'll play his July 15th is his birthday, so he'll be 30 years old July 15th, 2023. So again, you know, he's not at that level where you expect a real drop-off, but coming from that league to the major leagues where guys are all throwing 96 plus, 97 plus, you got to expect a little decrease. My main concern with Yoshida, which I've already discussed, is the long swing. The long swing really concerns me because at this level, you got to be able to have quicker hands against fast pitching. Can you make it? Of course. If you got good pitch recognition, you can still make those adjustments up. So it'll be very interesting to see what route the New York Yankees take with a Yoshida. We do know, based on many reports already, even I've said this a couple of weeks ago, I put this tweet out there, that the Yankees are interested in Yoshida. He is a guy that they like. He is a guy that they would like to add to participate in this club with an Aaron Judge. So not necessarily a guy that they'd have to go after if Judge leaves. He's a guy that's seriously considering to partner with an Aaron Judge. Now, whether you believe Brian Cashman or not, we do know that Brian Cashman basically came out and said that they are looking for more contact. They try to start that with Andrew Benintendi, DJ LeMahieu, of course, and we're going to get to a lot of that stuff. But contact-wise, this is a guy that's going to likely still put the ball in play. The main concern is the swing. I don't want to say I don't care about the offense. I think that'll be the wrong verbiage. It's not that I don't care about the defense. The defense. I care about the defense, but I cared about the offense a little more. Harrison Bader is a tremendous addition to the New York Yankees in center field. He's going to cover ground from left to right fairly easy himself. If Yoshida is an average left fielder, it's not a bad addition. If I had to choose, forget money, forget everything else, I think it's fairly certain that Andrew Benintendi is the better pickup as long as the New York Yankees utilize him the way that the New York Yankees should utilize him, and that is batting on top of that order. Guys, do me a favor. Let's get to 100 likes. Share this out. Subscribe if you have not. Do all that fun stuff, but definitely do me a big favor. Smack the hell out of that like button. Make believe it's Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone together. Just click all together across the board. You guys already know the deal. So we'll see what happens with Yoshida. Not my number one choice. Not my number one pick. I really like Benintendi out there for the New York Yankees. We will see what they do. Next on our list today, you guys know, we have to talk about the one, the only, Aaron James Judge. Now, Aaron Judge got the Silver Slugger, the Hank Aaron Award. He's piling the awards up. Aaron Judge got that MVP award on his back. He already knows the deal. We know the deal with Aaron Judge. All it comes down to now is, will the New York Yankees bring Aaron Judge back? And Aaron Judge just recently was on with Harold Reynolds. I want to go ahead and play that clip.
Well, I think you're the first Hank Aaron Award winner that's actually sitting as a free agent. And you and I discussed in May, everybody made a big deal about he's betting on himself. And you and I discussed, hey, you just go out and play, you'll be fine. So looking back at May and through the season, when you made that decision to just go ahead and play, we're not going to sign a contract, obviously it worked out as from a number standpoint. But what was that like for you going through that now looking back?
Man, Harold, it was tough in the beginning, definitely in April when, I think the first couple of weeks, I think it took me 2 weeks to get my first home run, 2 or 3 weeks to get my first home run. So there's a little doubt that creeps into your mind about it. And you kind of sitting there in the outfield, kind of kicking yourself like, man, I should have, maybe we should have taken that deal, But, after, a couple of weeks and then just kind of talk with my teammates, talk with my family and say, hey, just, clear all that, go out there and play and just be yourself and everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to, man. It's all out of your hands. It's out of your control.
Well, there you go. I mean, Aaron Judge kind of sums it up right there already. I mean, Aaron Judge, of course, went ahead and, he was worried earlier in the year, basically, is what he's saying. He went almost 2 weeks or so without even hitting a home run. He goes on, of course. You guys already know what he led the world in. I mean, you could look at it again right here. 133 runs scored, 62 home runs, 131 RBIs, 111 walks, 425 on-base percentage. I don't want to leave out that he batted .311. He didn't win the Triple Crown. The man batted .311. A .686 slugging percentage, a 1,111 OPS, OPS plus of 211, 391 total bases. This is an elite ball player, folks. This is one of the best ball players in Major League Baseball. And guys, it is really, really not even close. It's not a topic anymore of who is Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has proven who Aaron Judge is. He's elite. He really is. He's one of the best players in Major League Baseball. You can make the argument that a lot of people would say, I mean, Pete, he's the best player in Major League Baseball. Of course, this year, again, a 10.6 WAR, which is also phenomenal and just out this world crazy. To begin the year, what Aaron Judge was talking about in that conversation with Harold Reynolds, Aaron Judge said he turned down a 7-year, $213 million potential extension with the New York Yankees. And by the way, Judge and Rizzo did receive qualifying offers today from the New York Yankees. Obviously, they're both going to reject that. Rizzo would be more likely to accept it than Judge would, but Rizzo's not going to accept it either. So if they were to go elsewhere, we get some draft picks. Yay, I'm so excited for a draft pick. Fuck the draft picks. We want Judge, baby. So Aaron Judge rejected that, and it's right. He bet on himself. He really went all out and said, you know what? I believe in what I could do. I believe in who I am, and I'm going to bet fully that if I do what I can do, all the control is in my court. And the control is now in Aaron Judge's court. Problem for the New York Yankees is they have a weasel as a general manager. We just heard Derek Jeter discuss his original free agency with the New York Yankees, and when he came in that room and said, hey guys, look, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I don't want to go nowhere else. I know this is not good for negotiations. I don't want to go anywhere. Here's my only ask. My only ask is that you guys please do not make this public. The New York Yankees, Brian Cashman, went out there immediately and made it public. What does that remind me of? Well, it reminds me of this offseason. This past offseason, spring training comes around, and Brian Cashman does once again what any weasel would do, feeling like I'm going to take advantage of this situation and I'm going to fuck him in the ass and go, hey, there you go. That's what I think about us kind of keeping this together and limited. I'm going to come out there and make the fans try to turn against you. Aaron Judge came around and said, nope, not up mine, buddy. Up yours. Now, your feet are hanging over the coals. You don't have a backup plan if I leave. What is your backup plan? How do you replace me? And Aaron Judge knows this. Hell, I'll give you guys something else. The entire roster knows that without Aaron Judge, you gotta be extremely creative to think about we can now compete. We can compete still with the Blue Jays, with the Rays, with the Red Sox, with the Orioles, who are gonna continue to get better. We're gonna have to compete that without our guy Aaron Judge. And by the way, a little later in this show, we will get to look at what that lineup kind of looks like right now, what it looks like on the field, putting the best players you can that are on that 40-man roster, and you go from there. But, again, the New York Yankees shot themselves in the foot here. You know, we have talked about this quite a bit. We talked about it a lot. I tell you what, this show is so hot. Myself, I'm over here getting hot balls. I don't know about you guys. You guys might be getting, even the ladies got hot balls right now from this show. The New York Yankees built Aaron Judge a little thing out there in right field. They called it the Judge's Chambers. The Yankees also thought during that time it would not be a good idea to lock this player up full term and say, you know what? Let's bank that this guy, after hitting all these homers as a rookie, is going to be a good ball player. Let's go ahead and make him a contract offer for 6, 7, 8 years. It's not going to have to be those 25, 30, 40, $50 million contracts, AAV. It's going to be smart to do. Now, and this goes back again to Brian Cashman, why I feel like it's time for him to go. Because Brian Cashman does not like to lock up players long term. Brian Cashman doesn't think that is the Yankee way. Let me tell you something, Brian. That is baseball's way today because there is such a focus on, one, the business, and two, the youths. The youths. If you don't know what I'm saying youths. You know, young guys. The youths. The youths are a big part. The youths are the roots that grow and make a beautiful tree right now in the major leagues, all right? The youths are the guy. So Brian Cashman does not feel that that is the right route to go. And this is a prime example of the New York Yankees in a position where they might lose one of their greatest homegrown talents of all time because they're making stupid ass decisions when it comes to a guy like Aaron Judge. Because when you start looking at this, you know immediately, if I'm Aaron Judge, hell, if you guys are Aaron Judge, you guys already know that you would sit there in front of Brian Cashman and you would go to your agent and say, hey, at the end of the day, I am not signing anything that is not a higher AAV than Garrett Cole. I mean, that's the starting point. If you're not willing to do that, we don't have a conversation no more. Guys, we're 12 likes away from 100. I need to blow past 100 today because, oh, that's hot. And we got some hot balls over here, okay? You got to be able to immediately come to Aaron Judge without a low ball offer. It's got to be something that he's interested in. And what Aaron Judge is going to do, Aaron Judge already knows. Hey, look. If I want to go out west, if I want to go to a team like the Giants, which we've been talking about for, a year and a half now, that could be a real destination for Aaron Judge. If I want to go to the Giants, look what I mean. They're going to give me money. They're going to give me a lot of money. I know that. I am not going to give the Yankees exclusive negotiation rights. That's why they haven't had conversations during this time. Because Aaron Judge has something to prove. Even though Aaron Judge has already proved himself on the field, he is going to prove to the Yankees yet again that he was also right. And let me tell you guys this, as a Yankee fan, I consider myself the biggest Yankee fan I know. I know everybody in this chat are huge Yankee fans, the majority of you. Thankfully, we're so blessed. We got people from other teams that love what we do and they watch us. But the majority of you are big Yankee fans. I agree with Aaron Judge here. Aaron Judge should ensure himself that Brian Cashman, Steinbrenner, Randy Levine, all of the leadership involved, you guys rejected me, and then you guys played weasel. I played baseball and proved that I'm one of, if not the best player that steps on that field. I also played a center field for you. I also played right field. Cost myself a Gold Glove likely this year, besides all the other awards I'm going to win. I think I'm the best right fielder in baseball, even defensively. So you guys are wrong. I am right. And now I've proved that to you on the field, but I'm also going to prove it to you off the field. When the Giants come along and offer a ginormous, gigantic contract, I'm going to look at you guys and say, let's rock. Let's rock. That's simple. And see what you come back with. Because if the Yankees are expecting that Aaron Judge is going to sit back and say, hey, look, I'll take a discount. If you think Aaron Judge is going to take a gigantic discount just to play for the Yankees, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, I will say this. Being a Yankee fan, being in the predicament the Yankees would be without Aaron Judge, I think the Yankees bring Aaron Judge back. I think they name him the next captain of the New York Yankees, and I think they try to entice him that way. I don't think the Yankees going to be taking down the Judge's chambers. I think it makes too much sense. It's money, money, money to bring Aaron Judge back. It is all the shkadol in the world. And that shkadol won't be dusty, I'll tell you that much. That shkadol is going to be nice and clean and new and ready to spend is what it's going to be. So I do expect that Aaron Judge will be back with the New York Yankees. If he goes anywhere else, I do believe it is going to be the Giants. I think maybe the Padres are a sleeper, but I think the Giants are the team that is really going to look to break the bank because they got, I think it was like $100+ million AAV to spend this year. So they could go up to $40 million for Judge, $38 million. Maybe do a heavy front-loaded contract. And the Yankees in that hand, too, when it comes to the contract, they're going to have to be very, very wise on how they structure that deal and creative. Brian Cashman really has never shown that he is that. So with that being said, guys, let us go ahead and move on to our last topic of the day. And this might be a surprising one to some people. This last topic is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ooh, that's good. That is some good tea. The Arizona Diamondbacks is the last conversation of this episode. We got some more stuff we'll go on after that. Thank you guys so much for the 100 likes. 200 people in here. Let's keep hitting that like button. Blow it up. 200 in here, 200 likes. Kind of matches up. Maybe we can do it. I think we should. I think we can do it. Let's go into why I'm discussing the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Arizona Diamondbacks have multiple guys that are left-handed batters that can play the outfield. They got a lot of them. They got prospects. They got guys that are a little older. They got guys that have been around there for a minute. And it really is a smart match for the New York Yankees if, I want to put this out there, if you miss out on your Yoshidas, if you miss out on Benintendi's, and you're sitting back going on maybe a Gleyber Torres deal, maybe a Clark Schmidt, maybe some of our younger guys, we can make a big deal. We can work something pretty big here. First, I'm going to talk about, I think, the most available names, and then the two names at the end who would be the best gets, but I don't think they'll be too available. We'll see what happens there. The first one coming up is a guy I really like. That is Josh Rojas. Now, before anybody sits there and goes, Pete, he's a really good third baseman. He is a really good third baseman. The Yankees can need that. But he can also play the outfield, played it quite a bit. He has, in left field alone, he's played 52 games in left field. Ranks at about an average defender, not below average, right there at average. He is a above average defensive shortstop and third baseman. But this is a switch hitter. Last year, overall, 443 at-bats, a 3.2 WAR. 9 homers, 269 average overall, 66 runs scored, 56 RBIs, 23 stolen bags, a 349 on base percentage. You look at all that, he's not really a power threat, but, you know, you put him in Yankee Stadium, you probably bump those numbers up a little bit. His slugging percentage was a little higher last year. He played a little more games also last year. But I'm a big fan of Josh Rojas. Josh Rojas is a lefty batter, throws right. Again, an average left fielder, good third baseman, good shortstop. Another guy that the Yankees can get that really can play around with different positions. He's very versatile. I think that is extremely important with the Yankees already having guys like DJ LeMahieu, like Oswaldo Cabrera. All those guys really help out. And Josh Rojas is a smart potential option for the New York Yankees. Next year, he'll be playing in his year 29 age, getting closer. I believe he has 2 more years before he would be a free agent. Probably going to see an increase in his arbitration number, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that. It won't be nothing crazy, but he is definitely a guy that can bat top of that order a little bit. Not a huge slugger by any means. Strikeout numbers are pretty decent, but again, also very good speed. So that is that additional, variable that the Yankees could really benefit from, that speed. That's a good one right there. The next one to talk about is Jake McCarthy. Here's a guy I like a lot. I like Jake McCarthy a lot. First, what we'll look at here, just a few games, McCarthy really did well with the Arizona Diamondbacks. As a left fielder, he ranks above average. He ranks above average overall in the outfield. But Jake McCarthy on the season had a 2.4 WAR and 321 ABs. This is a guy that you as Yankee fans really want to pay attention to, because this could be one that really makes sense based off what the New York Yankees are trying to do. Another guy with good speed, 23 stolen bags and 321 at-bats, 8 home runs, a 283 average, 53 runs scored. So when this guy is stealing bags, he's coming around to score. That's big. A 342 on base percentage, 427 slugging, 769 OPS, a 118 OPS plus. This is a guy that if the Yankees can try to truly be creative, maybe him for a Clark Schmidt and a relief pitcher. That's something I think the Yankees got to seriously consider. This kid is 24 years old. He'll be playing in his age 25 season next year. He's extremely cost controlled. But here's the thing for the D-backs. The D-backs know if we move some of these guys, we can really grow our club in other directions and really fill up some holes that we might have. And I tell you what, out of all these guys, the ones that are more available, I'm going to talk about the 2 that aren't. There's 3 of them. One of them I'm not going to mention. That's Cody Carroll. He's not going nowhere. That's Arizona's guy. Cody Carroll's going nowhere. He's too damn good. But here's a guy that, with guys like Cody Carroll, with guys like Alek Thomas, he could be expendable. He could be a guy that the Yankees look to pounce on, and Jake McCarthy could be a real sleeper pick for the New York Yankees. So now let's get into the guys I would love to have, but I don't see possible. First one is a name I just mentioned. That name is Alek Thomas. Alek Thomas is one of my favorite prospects for years coming up. This is a guy with absolutely fantastic stuff. 1.4 WAR last year, 231 average, 8 homers, 344 slugging percentage, 619 OPS, 275 on base percentage. So none of those numbers at all jump off the board at you and make you go, wow, this guy's not great. But again, Alek Thomas is only 22 years old. He got many years ahead of him. He was one of the top outfield prospects for a long time, especially for the D-backs overall. I see the D-backs trading McCarthy before they traded Alek Thomas. His potential is great. This kid got 2020, maybe in the future, 30-30 potential. That might be aiming a little high, but definitely 2020. Great outfielder, terrific speed, great routes on the ball, Really a phenomenal player overall. And again, of course, another left-hander, lefty bat, lefty throw. A guy that can make all the sense in the world for the New York Yankees in maybe a larger deal, maybe a Clark Schmidt and a few others if they want to get into that pitching aspect of it. The last guy is a guy I love. I talked about this guy a lot already. Dalton Varsho. I absolutely love Dalton Varsho. This is a guy that is absolutely phenomenal, man. He's a lefty hitter, throws right-handed, 4.9 WAR last year, 531 at-bats, 27 home runs, 235 average, on-base percentage a little low at 302, 443 slugging, 745 OPS, 79 runs scored. Now here's the thing about Dalton Varsho that is kind of crazy. And we got our first super chat in the topic. Clutch Canuck, thank you so much for listening, my friend. Thank you. Clutch Canuck says, I'm a D-backs fan. Rojas looks to be our guy for the infield, limited. Center field is flooded, but Carroll, Thomas, McCarthy look to be the outfield. Varsho at DH utility. So there you go. I mean, these are guys that the D-backs are very aware of, that are extremely talented and very, very good. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they move one of these guys. There's already rumors out there they want to. They got other guys like Seth Beer, who I'm not really interested in. But listen to this about Dalton Varsho. And even if the Yankees don't get him, I want you guys to know who he is, because as a baseball fan, this guy's the friggin' man. Okay? One of my favorite players in baseball. Dalton Varsho last year played 31 games at catcher, 54 games in center field, and 71 games in right field. Now, center field and the outfield, he's been slightly below average. Okay? But at catcher, he's actually above average. So that's the funny thing for him. The Yankees, if they could figure out a way to entice the Diamondbacks on a guy like Dalton Varsho, which I don't think they can. I don't see the D-backs saying, hey, look, we're going to give up on this 25-year-old that popped 27 homers last year, 23 doubles, had almost a 450 slug, and it could keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. I don't think that's the guy that we want to go ahead and move on from. I don't think they do it no matter what the Yankees may offer. I don't think the Yankees do it. That's a little too hot for the balls on that one. That's a little too hot. So it'll be interesting to see what the Yankees do in that regard. But the Diamondbacks, I believe, are certainly a team that the Yankees could be a very good trade partner with and see what happens. So, guys, with that being said, Hirsch, my man, how you doing, Hirsch? How you doing? DJ Steels, he acts like he's never watched me all year. I never shut up. This mouth can keep going. I ain't your regular, Steels. You know that, fam. I ain't your regular. But, guys, with that being said, we're going to move on to our second to last topic. Because remember, the last topic is answering some questions. I'll stick around for a little bit with you guys, get some questions answered. Of course, Super Chats will always be answered first. And again, it helps the channel greatly. So thank you guys. Let's move on to our last thing. As of course, L.I. Yankee King doesn't listen because it's not time to ask anything besides the Diamondbacks right now. But L.I. will get. Matter of fact, I'll answer it now because we're going to pull this up right here for you guys. L.I. Yankee King says, Pete, would you think of shopping DJ LeMahieu with his injuries? I think the White Sox would be a good one. Hold on a second on that. Next week, we're going to have the infield. This week, we discussed the outfield. Next Thursday, we'll do the entire infield, catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop. So this is the current Yankee roster right here, okay? This is nothing too sexy. And what I wanted to do here, and I'm going to do this every single week until things change. Every single week, I'm going to put this structure out there. And what this allows us to do is to kind of see what the New York Yankees are doing. Are the New York Yankees improving? What have they changed? So this is all on the 40-man roster. This is who's available. So here we go. Get a sip of this delicious tea that I just had. At catcher right now, Jose Trevino. First base, you could put DJ LeMahieu there or third base. Second base, Gleyber Torres. Third base, IKF. I'll tell you why I did that. Shortstop, Oswald Peraza. Left field, Cabrera. Center field, Bader. Right field, Stanton. DH, Josh Donaldson. Now, All this is, folks, is what the Yankees can do in the moment. This is the players that are available to them on that 40-man currently. This is the best they can do. This is the best the New York Yankees can do right now, and we all know that is not too sexy at all. We know they need to improve at third base. They know they need to improve, well, keep Peraza at shortstop if they're going to do that, but there's a lot that the New York Yankees could do to make something work. And you could play around with that however you like. But again, before anybody goes, P, why would you do that? And I see LI already. I don't like the structure. That is all we have. That's all we have. This is not, again, just to rephrase, this is not what Pete thinks the roster should be. This is what the current 40-man roster gives. And I'm going to do this every week until we have change, until we add in Rizzo, Judge, whoever we may trade for. We will then switch over to that at that time. But until then, this is the best that we have, and this is what the team is. So, guys, I mean, take a look at that. It ain't the cutest thing anymore in the world right now. We'll see what happens. But as Hirsch just said, I agree with him. The offseason really hinges on what the Yankees do with Aaron Judge. So let's cut back on over to the last topic, and that is where I will answer your guys' questions. So LI, this is where you have an open forum with me, your guys' favorite guy, Pete, the boss, Simonetti. All right? This is the time I will answer your guys' questions. So let's take, where are we at right now? I want to keep the show to about an hour. We got about 13 minutes. We got about 13 minutes to discuss. And again, real briefly, next Thursday's show will be about the infield. So by all means, anybody could ask what they want, and we'll go from there. If there are no questions, we'll get ready to wrap up. But this has been an extremely fun episode already of Hot Balls. I really hope you guys enjoy the setup and what we're doing here. I think it's pretty freaking cool. I'm excited about it. Caleb says, what about starting pitching, Pete? We will discuss that. That'll be the following week. The following week, we'll talk about starting pitching. Then we'll get into the bullpen and all that. And of course, guys, if there are, a big free agent signing, we're going to discuss that on the show. But we're going to break things down pretty slowly. Medina, my friend, how you doing? Luis says we can't trade DJ. That's my favorite player. I think if there's an opportunity to trade DJ, it's going to have to be this year. Because he can't block a trade this year. You could kind of trade him without anybody, being involved in that. So you can do that now. So that'll be an interesting thing to see what the Yankees do with him, if they move on from him or not. I just want to know, when do we see Volpe called up? I think the Yankees could potentially have Volpe as the starting second baseman or shortstop next year. But I think they may keep him down until May and get that extra year out of him. The Yankees are kind of cheap like that. Rod Thompson, what's going on, fam? Lucky Geo says, do you check IG DMs? To be honest with you, bro, not all the time. And the fiance is in charge of that account. I really only look at Twitter a lot and whatever's on YouTube. But she is running most of our social media and, of course, IG. Are we pursuing Brad Hand? We don't have a closer. Dudes Velasco. That's a possibility. I tell you what, I was asked today about the closing role for the Yankees, and my whole thing is, guys, I am not putting money. I'm not putting money back into the bullpen. That is just my overall opinion. I am not putting money back into the Yankees bullpen. I think there's enough arms there to make things work with Loaiziga, with Lou Trevino, with Wandy Peralta, with Mike King coming back. The Yankees have a lot of arms there that I think they could figure stuff out. They got a lot of guys still coming up that they could potentially use as bullpen arms. But I'm not out there looking to really spend a lot of money in that regard. Joey, what?
Oh, my balls. Okay.
All right. I'm really not looking to spend a lot of money on that. Jacob deGrom, I don't see that for the Yankees. I think the Rangers, I think the Giants could potentially also be in play. And of course, I do think the Mets will still be involved with Jacob deGrom. Sky Pascal says, play Volpe at second base, sign Turner for shortstop, and play Peraza at third base. You could potentially do something like that. I think that could make a lot of sense. I do think that Peraza would be a better third baseman than Volpe, but Volpe, a lot of people compare Volpe to Alex Bregman. That's always a comp you hear. So maybe third base could potentially be his spot. Maybe it could be. Let's see. Our bullpen is fine. We just need to clear defined roles. Ruben, I couldn't agree with you anymore, my friend. I think that is spot on. What about Benny likes to yank? We already discussed Benny in the first topic of the day, which was talking about Yoshida. Today we spent time in that outfield for the Yankees. Benny is one I spoke about. I did drop a little Benny bomb. The Minnesota Twins are going to pursue Andrew Benintendi very, very hard. RB, what's going on, my friend? Over, under, they move Hicks finally. Yes, I do think the New York Yankees move Aaron Hicks. I do believe that's going to happen. They already started that process at the deadline. So I think they have an idea of who they can move him for. So I do think eventually he will be moved this offseason. Let's see. Do you think the Yankees return to the talks with the Marlins for Pablo Lopez? I do, because Brian Cashman is known for revisiting potential deals. Tyler says Brewers may look to sell arms. Could be interesting. Look, Woodruff or Corbin Burns would be absolutely fantastic for the Yankees. Probably going to have to give up Peraza in a deal like that. So we'll see. Does Donaldson get moved, Caleb? You would assume he does. I just don't know how creative Brian Cashman is. He's never been that type of guy. Brian Cashman has really never been a guy that's moved contracts. He's never really been a guy that also admitted he was wrong. You know, the ultimate insult to Brian Cashman would be an offseason where he moves on from Hicks, Donaldson, and IKF. That would be the ultimate slap in the face. But on top of it, that would be the ultimate admission of guilt. And it's a good thing. It's like when you want to do something in life. Okay, for an example, hey, I'm 300 pounds. I need to lose weight. Well, let me look at myself in the mirror. I need to lose weight. And you admit it, you can do it. If you keep saying, nah, I'm okay, you're never going to do it. Brian Cashman continues to find excuses for the things he has done wrong. And at the end of the day, he has to move away from that. Gleyber Torres, I believe, is definitely going to be traded. I think it's going to be Gleyber or Peraza. Maybe DJ LeMahieu on the outskirts. But I do think that they're going to be moved. What do I think about a deal for Pablo Lopez? I don't mind it. I don't mind Pablo Lopez. I think that could be a good deal. Yankees should get Correa and Rodon, sign back Judge, Rizzo, Benny, and trade for Varsho. They would be Ruben. Me and you both know, fam, we would love that. That'll never happen, but that would be amazing. I would come on this show, okay? I'd come on this show with Boone and Cashman being back and going, I don't know how the hell they fucked this up. I would say flat out, you got Varsho, Judge, Benny, Correa. Fuck you. There's no way. There ain't no way you screw this one up. They'd probably find a way to do it. I think he said Rodon too, didn't he? Ruben, you said Rodon? Or did he say Rodon? He did say Rodon. You get all those guys. I don't know how you lose. If you lose, you fire the whole world, okay? You don't lose with that team. Let's see. Hot Balls take. See what I did there. DJ LeMahieu is a White Sox on opening day. I don't know. So, Li, do me a favor and...
Pull my balls. Okay.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Would you say Justin Verlander? Would you pay Justin Verlander or Carlos Rodon? Carlos Rodon, I would 150% pay. No doubt about it. I pay him. I'd pay him over and over again. What do I think about Verlander? You know what Verlander reminds me of? And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be happy if the Yankees got Verlander, because I thought it would be a pretty decent option last year. I worry about the Yankees getting Verlander and Verlander no longer being Verlander and looking old. Because you just know that's the type of thing the Yankees would do. Just like them getting Michael Brantley, potentially. They'll get Michael Brantley way too late, and he's going to be a trash can. That's the type of things that Brian Cashman ends up doing, is getting guys a little too late, and they're just not good. So we'll see what happens there, but Rodon will be my guy. What are we going to do with Frankie Montas? I tell you what, he's a guy I'd move on from. I don't think Frankie Montas is going to be good as a Yankee. You guys can clip this and come back to it later in the year. I don't think Frankie Montas is going to be good at all. I don't think he'll ever put up the numbers he put up for Oakland with the New York Yankees. I think the only way he does is if he kind of reinvents himself as a more of a power pitcher. Hard fastball, four-seamer, two-seamer. Take away that slider a little bit, but go fastball, slider, change, and do that more often. I think he'll have to really reinvent the type of pitcher he is, more along the lines of what Luis Severino has become. I just don't think Frankie Montas is going to be something phenomenal or anything really, really exceptional at all for the Yankees. So if I could move him and add another starting pitcher, I seriously consider it. But let me tell you guys this. There is no way in hell Brian Cashman is going to take all those L's. There ain't no way. Brian Cashman got way too big of an ego to take on all those L's. He will not do it. He'll never do it. It will not happen. It will not happen. He ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that. Let's see what else we have here. Rodon's talent is amazing. I'd be very worried about his health. I mean, whose health are you not worried about in today's baseball, especially for starting pitchers? I mean, you're really always going to be worried about the health. We got a super chat from the legendary one himself, Rod Thompson. What would Alcantara cost? Everybody. This is what happened. Brian Cash would call up, hey, I want to trade for Alcantara. Hey, here it is.
Oh, my balls. Okay.
That's it. That's exactly what they're going to hear, and they're going to hang up, and that is it. That is it. That's all it's going to take. That's all it's going to take. Frankie Montas is Sonny Gray 2.0. Let's see. Caleb says Kate Upton I want. He wants Kate Upton. All right. We could work out a deal to get Kate Upton over here. Would you sign Verlander so we get Kate Upton? Well, I'm not having fun with that, so it doesn't do no effect to me. With that being said, it does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. But, we'll see at the end of the day what this New York Yankees front office does. So, guys, again, with that being said, this has been the first episode of Hot Balls, the new NYY News TV style of the Hot Stove Show. Ain't nothing better than what we do over here at NYY News TV. Couple of quick updates for you guys. I will be having my off-season interview with Kevin Kernan. Probably going to be happening next week. I got to reach out to Kevin tomorrow and arrange that, but I'm excited about that. I believe it is on, let me see something real quick. This coming Monday, we will be releasing our new show that is coming to NYY News TV. We'll have an interview with the new guests that are joining NYY News TV, and we'll have that out for you guys momentarily. Of course, I already told you guys, you already met Dane Huber, who is going to be a huge part of NYY News TV going forward, especially with the all prospect stuff. It is going to be absolutely amazing. Anthony Medina, my man with the super chat, says, hey, Pete, I could have sworn I thought a draft pick wasn't no longer attached to free agency, or is that next year? I'll be honest with you, Ruben. I got no friggin' clue. They change rules every day like we change underwears over here. So I have no idea if that immediately goes into effect. But guys, again, this show, I've really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look, Yes Hot Stove thinks they're cool. We got a much better Hot Stove than Yes does. Big rumor of the night. I'll try to end it with a big rumor of the night. I already mentioned this one to anybody earlier when we talked about Yoshida. I'll mention it right now. The Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins are extremely interested in Andrew Benintendi, and I wouldn't be shocked if they look to make a quick run at Andrew Benintendi. So guys, also do me a favor. We're 6 likes away from 150 as you all trickle on out of here. Make sure you hit that like button. Guys, we got a lot of new merch coming out. We're working on things every single day. I promised you guys, NYY News TV does not have an off day. Looking at our schedule for December when our new show starts, guys, we'll have podcasts for you. Listen to this. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we don't take time off here. It is why NYY News TV is the fastest growing YouTube NYY News, or not NYY News, Yankees media platform out there. And yes, we're not just a YouTube channel. We are a media company. And boy, oh boy, guys, we are flying through the roof. And it only gets better from here. Buckle up, hold tight. The ride is only beginning, folks. It is only beginning. DJ Steels, I believe they are $24.99. I'm going to get more of those set up here soon. The company I use messed up, and they took away all of my my profile I have with all the merchandise, so I got to figure it out. But guys, again, for the very first episode of NYY News TV, hot balls. Oh, that's hot. Joey?
Oh, my balls. Okay.
Thank you, kind sir. We are out. Adios. See you guys for hot balls next Thursday at 8 p.m. Always live, always in charge. Talk to you guys soon.